Hello, viewers. How are you? How have you all been? Hope you've been well. Happy Sunday once again. This is your girl Stephanie. Welcome to my channel, Stephanie Glam, whereby we talk about everything about life that can help us to become a better version of ourselves. It is either building up a career, raising up a family, traveling the world, learning new skills, everything that will just help us to be a better version of ourselves. So this is Stephanie Glam and I am your host for today, Stephanie Musa. So today we'll be talking about an amazing topic and I chose this topic because a recent event happened in my own life that kind of made me resonate with how I would have reacted in the past. Okay, when I say in the past, there were times in my life whereby I had no one to teach me, nobody to coach me, and I had to learn the hard way on how to handle conflict. But I am so proud that this time around I have learned better, and the recent event in my life kind of like made me realize that the inner work I have put into my own personal development has really showed off. Okay, so this is why I said I'm going to discuss with my viewers today on the topic of how to resolve conflicts in your relationship. Either it is a relationship with your loved ones, relationship with your family, work relationship, everything in generally, because we are going to be networking with people, we are going to be speaking to people, we are going to be building relationship with people, and relationship building is a very important skills to learn in any venture you're trying to aspire to. You need to know how to work with people, teamwork, and teamwork with sound relationship is so important. So that is why I'll be talking about today, how to resolve conflicts in your relationship. So for my new subscribers, thank you so much. For my new viewers, thank you for tuning in today. And for those of you that have not subscribed to my channel yet, please support your sister. I am your sister girl, I am your sister bro. Just subscribe to my channel and just help me to build this community so I can keep showing up every week, bringing up nice, interesting, educative content for you guys, just to help you build and become a better version of yourself. And for my consistent viewers and my old subscribers, I appreciate you a lot. Without you, this channel wouldn't have existed, this channel wouldn't have come this way. But I thank you so much, and I pray that you will continue to experience amazing things in your own individual project. Okay, so thank you once again for tuning in today, ladies and gents. So let's just dive down to the topic of discussion today. So how to resolve conflicts in relationship. Conflict is a very important thing, and to be honest with you guys, I learned the hard way, and I'll keep saying it, and I keep learning every day. Okay, and a recent event happened in my friendship with a very good friend of mine and also with a colleague of mine, and the way I responded, guys, I felt so proud of myself that, oh yeah, Stephanie, you've really done well. I was so matured in my thinking, in my handling the situation, and I was really proud of myself, and I had a very good rapport from somebody else that noticed the situation, and I got a very good comment, and I believe that sometime later on that event is going to work out for my favor. So that is the high point that I learned during this week. Okay, that I knew that the self-development and the self-inner work I've done for myself has really paid off, and I am so grateful for that. Okay, so what do you do? Number one reason, what do you do? How do you handle conflict situation in your environment, within your partners, your friends, your work colleague, even among neighbors? How do you handle conflict? How do you build relationship? Number one, in the situation of conflict, when a conflict situation arises, the best thing to do is to slow your pride and bring that conflict situation towards whatever you believe in. If you're a woman of faith, if you're a man of faith, whatever situation you don't have control over, just bring it before your God. Because I'm a Christian, I bring it before my God, because there are times whereby situation of anxiety will come, worries will come, and you may not even be in a very good mind frame on what to do regarding that situation, how best is it? Bring it before your Lord and just commit that situation before your God. One thing I have learned in life, which I really learned the hard way, situations that I cannot control, I just bring it to God. I say, Lord God, help me to deal with this situation. And the ones that I can control, I say, Lord God, give me the wisdom to handle this situation, because human beings in general, we are complicated human beings. We are so complicated, okay? So sometimes we need wisdom to even deal with our kind of species, okay? So whenever you're in any situation that you don't know how to handle, if you have faith, just bring it before God, or bring it before Allah, or bring it before anything that you believe in, okay? Because God is a supreme being, okay? And hopefully you'll be able to handle that situation, okay? Do what you need to do. Do what you need to do, and it doesn't matter how that friend or that partner is behaving, or that work colleague is behaving at that time. Just do what you need to do. Do the most needful thing that is needed at that particular moment to make a success out of that situation of conflict. Be humble when you're with that person. Swallow your pride, swallow your anger, do what you have to do in humility, and bring the situation before God. That is what I have been doing so far, and it has really, really worked for me. Especially when you are in a dating frame, because when you are getting to know somebody in terms of dating, that person has issues in her life. That person has issues in his life that he's struggling with, because there is no perfect human being on the surface of this earth. We all have our inner demons, whether we like it or not. We are not perfect. So imagine bringing an imperfect person with an imperfect person, and then bring them together to form a relationship, or to build a team, or to work on a project. That is bringing two conflicts together. What is that going to happen? That can lead to war. So that's why we need wisdom when we are working with people in any situation. I will use, for example, in a dating stage, okay, when you're getting to know somebody, okay, this is when you're able to set your boundaries, okay. Let the person whom you are dating know your boundaries, your likes and your dislikes. When you tell them your likes, or when you tell them your dislike, it may not resonate with them. It may not be what they are introduced. It may not be the kind of culture that they grew up in. But it's not your business. It is who you are. So if that person genuinely wants to get to know you or build a good relationship with you, the person will respect your boundaries. And anybody that doesn't want to respect your boundaries, my dear, my brother, my sister, just keep that person in their own world, in their own wishful thinking. Let them think as they want to think. Protect your boundaries. This is very important at the early stage of a relationship. That is when you tell the person your likes and your dislikes. Imagine applying for a job description. You as an individual, you should have a job description for your life. Because if you're allowing somebody to come into your life, if you're allowing somebody to come into your environment, you need to have your job description. You need to have your terms and your conditions. Because imagine if you go for a job, you don't fit into the job description. You're not ready to work within the terms and conditions of the company. Will the company give you the job? Even though if they give you the job, will they retain you for a long time? No. If they say start at 9 o'clock and you say you want to start at 12 o'clock. If they say finish at 5 o'clock and you say you want to finish at 2 o'clock. If they say work 7.5 hours a day and you say I want to work 5 hours a day. How does that meet? That is going to create an atmosphere of conflict and an atmosphere of retention. So what will the company do? The company will let you go. Because why? You did not fit into their terms and condition of success that they want for that company. So you as an individual, you need to have a terms and condition for your life. Have a job description for your life. It is not a sin. It is not a crime. And any man or any woman that does not want to meet that terms and condition or that job description of your life, of what you imagine your life to be, let them walk away. It's not a sin. You're not a bad person. They are not a bad person. They might meet somebody that fits into the kind of terms and condition that they've designed for their own life. They might meet somebody else. That doesn't make you a bad person. So let's understand that these are boundaries we need to set at the early start of getting to know somebody, especially in the dating experience, okay? And during the dating stage, like I just said, Working within your terms and conditions. Let the person know who you are, what your likes are, what your dislike. If you like to travel, let the person know. If you like to eat out 7 days a week, let the person know. If you like to go to bed early or no, or go to bed late, let the person know. This is when the person gets to know your terms and condition. Okay, and also when you tell them this, you are in a way helping them so that they can work towards making the right structure, making the right amendment, and making the right correction to be with you. And when you give them these terms and conditions, they are able to understand your kind of person, and that is going to reduce the level and the amount of conflict that may come out from that friendship or from that situation. Okay, so help the person to help, like help me to help you. That is just the most simplest time I can put it. Okay, especially when you are dating, getting to know the person. And when you did this means that you are taking time and you are setting an healthy stage and unhealthy boundaries during the dating stage. Okay, so what did I say? Swallow your pride, set boundaries, and let the person help the person to help you in order to build a more conducive and successful relationship. The second point on how to resolve conflict in a relationship is, in a situation where there is an heated conflict or an heated argument, it is best to take a step back and do an evaluation of what is happening in order to come out with a constructive and positive solution to undo that conflict or that argument that is taking place at that particular time. Okay, don't bring fire for fire. Somebody giving you fire, don't react with fire. See, it's hard, I understand. I've been in that situation. It's easier said than done. When somebody is throwing you fire, you want to throw coal, and coal and fire, what does that bring? It brings out a big bomb. Okay, so but because remember, we are women and men of intelligence. We are trying to resolve a situation. We are trying to resolve a conflict from turning into a war zone. So the best thing to do at that point is to step back a little, evaluate the situation in your mind. Don't allow things to get unresolved, okay? And don't allow resentment to build up. When you step back, give yourself a moment to think, like, how do I react? You may be angry at that time. You may be ready to like bring fire for fire at that time, but think of an alternative way of reaction at that particular moment in time, just to bring peace. Even if it's just a peace for 5 minutes, think of an alternative situation that you can bring into that conversation, into that environment, that will bring calmness, that will bring peace. Okay, so that when next you now want to bring up that situation, an atmosphere of peace is already in place, and that person hopefully will be able to hear your own view, and then you guys can come to a conclusion of a definite resolution towards that conflict. Okay, don't allow resentment to set in. Don't allow things to get unresolved and resentment to set in, especially when you are in a dating stage. Okay, your partner is angry with you, and you don't want to, the person, you are not ready to even let the person know what is bothering you, and then you go 1 day, 2 days, 3 days without talking to each other. It doesn't help the situation, my dear people. It doesn't help. The best thing to do is that if it's through a text message, even though if you cannot let the person know at that particular time, even if it's maybe like an hour later, just send a text message. Send a text, let the person know how you feel, how you felt about that situation, and leave the person to go. Let the person go and think. And if the person has any conscience in them, they will be able to think backward and realize where they might have gone wrong. And then you guys can talk about this in a more calmful environment and resolve things going ahead. Okay, so instead of just walking away and pretending as if nothing is happening, analyze the situation, talk together, and resolve it to move things forward. Okay. Number 3, this is something I have learned and has worked for me in so many situations. Pick your battles, my dear brothers and sisters. You cannot fight any battle. There are some battles that God will give you to fight. And when it gives you that battle to fight, it gives you the wisdom to fight those battles. But there are some you can't just fight. You can't just win. Just give those battles to God. Let God fight your battles for you. Pick your battles, because as sometimes it's not worth the stress. It's not worth the stress to stress over issues that cannot be resolved, okay? Pick your battles. With time, you learn to pick your battles and navigate through the season of your life, okay? All right? Because sometimes in relationships, it's not always happy all the time. And it's not always there's laughter, love, friendship always ringing in the air all the time. Sometimes conflicts will come in relationship and even in marriages. These are the times you will have conflict between each other. These are the times you have conflict between your colleagues, your partner, okay? But learn to pick your battles and navigate through those seasons of conflict. As long as those seasons occurs in a healthy way that can be resolved. Like I did say, there are some battles you can't just fight. The ones that you cannot fight, just leave it to God. If you feel that these battles, there is no resolution to it, the best thing is just to walk away, okay? All right? As long as, I keep emphasizing, as long as the place of conflict is an healthy place whereby a solution can be implemented. Yes, but if the place of conflict, if you try to implement a solution will not work, it is best not to stress over that conflict and just walk away and give yourself your own saving grace. Just walk away from that conflict. Learn to navigate through your seasons and communicate with each other. Communicate with your colleagues, communicate with your friends, communicate with your family, communicate with your girlfriend, communicate with your wife. Okay, that is when you get to know each other, and that is when you're able to resolve the trouble or the conflict together, because lack of communication brings resentment. Okay, communication is very important in anything that we do, so let us learn to communicate in an healthy way to create a workable balance, to work with people and to build loyal relationship with each other. Number 4, be upfront and confront situations as they occur and ask for clarity as to why that situation or event happened immediately as it occurs. I understand there are some times whereby you just have to pause. You don't need to ask for clarity. Let bygone be bygone for that moment. But there are moments whereby when a situation happens, it is better to be upfront and confront it instantly, okay? And ask for clarity, because whatever is going in the person's mind may not be the same thing that is going in your mind. So it's good to ask for clarity so that you can be able to know the best way to resolve that situation. Because sometimes instead of overtaking it, leaving it and allowing the wrong assumptions to be made about those situations, it is better to address it at that point in time. It is better to free your mind and to let go of that anxiety and worry that has occurred and just deal with it instantly. Let it be done and let it be over with. But I don't understand there is a level there's a level you get to in your relationship whereby you'll be able to get to that level whereby when things happen, you just deal with it instantly. It takes time to get to that level. I am not a novice to that. I understand that part. But when you get to that level whereby you have known that person for a while, then you can be able to address issue as it comes. Okay, that is when that person has gotten to know you, know your boundaries, and you have also gotten to know that person's boundaries. You'll be able to address issues as it comes. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about how not to lose yourself in a relationship. Because sometimes when we allow our friends to come into our environment, when we allow our partners to come into our environment, especially when we have a really deep liking towards that person, we tend to lose ourselves. We tend to forget ourselves. We tend to forget our own likes. And then we start tending to do what that person likes. Okay? So if we continue in that aspect, there's a likely chance that we will lose ourselves in the process, okay? And that is not a good intention for relationship building, because you want to build a relationship with somebody. That doesn't mean you should lose yourself in the process. That doesn't mean your personality should just die away. That doesn't mean you should stop becoming yourself. So how not to lose yourself in a relationship? I would say keep your friendship separate from yourself. Keep your friendship, let your friendship be your friendship, because this is when it is important to have friendship, positive friendship around you, especially when you have a girlfriend, a female friend. Let your friendship be one part, you as an individual be another part. Even when you are dating somebody, let your husband, let your boyfriend be one part, you as a person be another part. Don't lose yourself. Don't lose who you are in the process of a friendship. Don't lose who you are in the process of developing a relationship. Your relationship or your friendship is one thing, and you as an individual is another thing. Treat these two aspects separately. Continue to enjoy the things that you like to do on your own, even before this person came into your life. Okay, even before you started developing this likeness towards this person, there were things you like to do, there were moments you like, there were things you just enjoy to do on your own. Continue to do those things. Continue to enjoy your own space. Continue to enjoy who you are. Continue to enjoy the things you like to do on your own, separately from the things you do with your friends or your partners. Okay, so my dear sisters and brothers, that is the topic we've addressed today. We've talked about a topic, a very essential topic, on how to resolve conflicts in our relationship. We've talked about being upfront and also confronting situation as it arises. We've talked about how it is important to set boundaries at the early stage of a friendship or at the early stage of a relationship. We've talked about how it is important to pick your battles that you can fight, because you cannot fight all battles, and the battles you cannot fight, just let it go. Okay, we also talked about how not to lose yourself in a relationship or in a friendship. Let your identity be your identity, because that is what makes you a unique person. And when you make your identity your own identity, learn to set healthy, positive boundaries. Okay, and those that are really, really genuinely in your interest, those that really, really want you to aspire to glow, to become the better version of yourself, they will respect your boundaries. Okay, and they will try as much as they can to respect those boundaries. And those that are not ready to respect those boundaries, then it is best to just let them go. Let bygone be bygone. Okay, so my dear viewers, I hope you've learned one or two things from today's topic that we've talked about. And like I did say, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please, this is a good time for you to subscribe to my channel. Just click on the link below and just support this beautiful channel of ours. Okay, because this is for us to grow as a community, to become a better version of ourselves. So till I meet you again, my dear brothers and sisters, I hope you have a wonderful and blessed week. Stay well and stay pleased, and enjoy life, because life is a beautiful thing. It is a blessing to be alive. So continue to enjoy life and continue to do those things that brings you joy, and continue to build every positive relationship that you are able to build to make yourself a better version. Okay, till I see you again, it's hi Stephanie from Stephanie Glam. Take care. Bye. Bye.